Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and Superman Unlimited, issue number 2. For this, of course, I had to go back and read issue number 1, but I did, so I can talk about both of them. Ha! Surprise, mother fathead! Anyway, this was a fantastic couple of books. I know the absolute Superman stuff is going on, the absolute world stuff is going on, and it's very different and it's weird and it's hard for me to get into that since I'm just coming back into comics after a bit of a hiatus, right? But I decided I'm going to stay away from as much as I possibly can, unless we're talking about issue number ones. I saw this issue number 2. I'm like, that's not too far off the mark. So I jumped on it, and thank goodness that it does not have anything to do with I mean, it's all in, but it's not the absolute. So it's still Superman proper, or at least I think it is. This was really good. This is like it's Dan Slott. It's wild to see. Slott is actually working Marvel and DC. Who knows what else this guy is doing at the moment? But holy crap, let him give him all the comics. Give him all the comics. Keep throwing them at him because he can write them and he'll write them good. Write them well? No, good because it's a state of being, not a state of health. Anyway, so listen, we're going to talk about who made the comic book. A little bit of spoiler for who made the comic book, who wrote it, but then we'll talk about the comic book itself. All right. So this issue is called The Gold Exchange. Writer is Dan Slott. Artist, Raphael Albuquerque. Colorist, Marcelo Mariola. And letters by Dave Sharp. Cover art by Albuquerque and Mariello. Yay! DC does it right. They make sure that the main cover is done by the people who did the inside cover. Whole lot of variant covers out there, and I'm loving them all. So Superman in the first issue, he basically the whole idea is that he goes up into space and he stops a meteor from coming, a giant asteroid, whatever. And it turns out it's actually underneath its exterior, it's solid kryptonite. So he's buried under it for like 3 months or whatever the hell it is. It landed in a place called El Caldero. I'm pretty sure that I remember reading about El Caldero before, but they're talking about Gotham City, Markovia. They got Simeon Island, which is 10 miles off the coast of Gorilla City. You can tell which page I'm reading off of right here. But El Caldero, I like the idea they do a lot of fake foreign names, not just a couple like with Latveria and whatnot. Most of their cities are actually not real, right? Um, by this thing landing there and them having to rescue Superman, not having many places to put this stuff, they've had this 3 months to develop stuff. So they've made kryptonite bullets, they've made kryptonite knives, kryptonite breast knuckles. Yes, that cover that you see, that's actually real. That really does happen in this book. Lois Lane goes to interview the president of El Calderon and El Caldero, and they talk about how Superman's probably not going to come by. It's like, oh, no, 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 we love Superman. He's awesome. In fact, look, we've dedicated our money to Superman. Even our coins, we call them cryptos. I love that. Oh, I love that. That is so freaking cool, right? Anyway, so Superman has to go and stop some bad guys, and they start shooting him up with kryptonite bullets. And he's like, oh, no, give me a second, boys. And all of a sudden he turns gold. And I'm like, wait, what? Because I decided to read issue 2 before I read issue 1. So I'm like, what the hell am I looking at here? So Superman has a new power. I'm like, what? Hold on. So he used this before. What's going on? Yes, in the first issue, they explained how, well, they didn't explain. They showed that he can turn himself gold. That's a new power that he has ever since he was buried under the mountain of kryptonite. Okay, interesting. So kryptonite used to kill him. Now it gives him powers. I'm not here for that. I started by reading issue number 1 just to see if it would make sense. Lucky you guys. If you can't find issue number 1, if you can, you should buy it. I'm not joking. You should buy it. All right. But if you can't, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it because this book explains everything. You don't actually need issue 1. Just know that he tried to stop an asteroid and he failed. And in this issue, they're explaining that the kryptonite landed in El Caldero, and it's 3 months since that happened. That's all you really need to know from the first issue. So you're good. You can just buy this issue. You just read this one. Anyway, he So from now on, when he gets shot by kryptonite, it takes a moment, and then his body turns gold. And so for 199 to 200 seconds, so about 3 minutes, a little more than 3 minutes, whatever, he is invulnerable. He is invincible. He cannot be shot to hell. So he cannot be killed by kryptonite. It'll just bounce off him like everything else does. The problem is, this quite literally takes every iota, every jewel of his family jewels. No, of his sunlight energy. So all that energy that he stores up, the solar radiation, the solar energy that he's building up, it all comes out like a shield to protect him for about 3 minutes or so, and then that's it. He's on his own. Okay, all right. I'm digging on that. That's hot. So, Home Slice, he, by that I mean Superman, but after that happens, he has no powers. No, literally. He has zero powers, but he's still weak to kryptonite. Oh, that's truly messed up. So the kryptonite can still kill him, and he has no powers. Gee, I wonder what the evil, devilish Dan Slott is going to do with that. What a butt. Anyway, so I just torturing all my heroes, man. So can you tell? Loves me some Superman. So he handles this. This one chick Knockout is there, and she's trying to be a problem for him, and he's able to bluff her down. Nice. Intimidation. It's a good thing. All of us Dungeons and Dragons players know. Sometimes you gotta just roll that intimidate, because you know you don't want to actually hurt somebody. Sometimes. Somebody you can't hurt. Anyway. The Creeper, Jack Ryder, is in this. I'm kind of sad that they just, said, oh, it's Jack Ryder. And I'm like, oh, I know who that is. And then they showed that he was the Creeper. Then he became the Creeper. And I'm like, man, I thought it was going to be like Chekhov's gun, where like, surprise, a couple issues down the road, he's going to, Creeper out. They just lay it off the line right there. Whatever. Creeper's a freaking awesome character. Just imagine a good guy-ish version of the Joker who can actually fight really well, like in the Mortal Kombat vs. DC game, right? This is like, I love this guy. This is a pure Steve Ditko creation, who wrote and drew the character. 100% created the Creeper. None of that stuff though. He just, that stuff. Fantastic, man. I love this character. Great look. Awesome backstory, right? And he shows up and he's not really helping, but he's watching this stuff going on. He's able to figure out enough, and he's like, okay, it looks like Superman might be vulnerable right now. Let me check this out. And he pulls out his straw because he goes out to get some Fat Belly burgers. I could use a Fat Belly burger right now. Right now, all I got is a fat belly. Anyway, so I'm not that bad. So he pulls out a straw and shoots, I guess, some food through it. So he basically spitballs at Superman. And he actually goes, ow. And I'm like, that's awesome. So he's the only person who recognized it. But nope, some chick was out there. It's like, Superman just had such and such. So he's actually vulnerable and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you bitch. You bitch. Like, you actually went and ruined that? You went and spoiled that? You could have just kept that on your own and went up and be like, hey, Superman, with the cameras off, because I know you need to save us. Huh? No, but everybody's got to be for all the reporters. They don't care about being right. They care about being first. In this case, this dumb broad, she gets them both. She gets to be right and first. First to be right. First to report. First to everything. Oh, she's first to get thrown off a freaking bridge and needs Superman to come and rescue her. But unfortunately, he's hurt because somebody decided to take advantage of him like that. Anyway, I said what I said. So... this is interesting. This is kind of like the solar flare. In fact, they actually bring up the solar flare in here. So I'm not a huge fan of the solar flare, but I get it. It really does. It makes sense. So that was the attack version, the all-out attack version is the solar flare of all the energy coming to the forefront. But this is an all-out defense version. Okay. Do we have something in the middle? Oh, wait. Superman. He's in the middle. I'm digging on it. I'm okay with it because this is going to put him in a whole world of hurt at some point. And yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing where this comic book goes. Guys, make sure you go out and grab this. Make sure you support your favorite comic books, your favorite comic book writers, your companies, all of this good stuff. Seriously, go out and buy this comic book and check it out. You're going to enjoy this, and I think you're going to know that it's time to get hooked on another Superman series because it just is what it is. And I think this is the only Superman series of actual Superman in main continuity going. But then again, anymore, especially in DC, who cares, right? It's just read the freaking comic books. If there's a crossover, you'll know that at that moment they happen to cross over. Otherwise, forget about it, all right? That's what Justice League is for. Good comic book. Check it out. Oh, don't forget, like the video, watch an ad. Professor Bill Comic Book University. Class dismissed.